The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
What's up, beautiful people? How y'all feeling out there? Good? I hope so. If you didn't know, I'm Safia Al-Shejasi, but you can just call me Fya. I am the cultural architect mogul behind Blaq Gurl Fya. And today, we are counting down to the official launch. We are just 22 days away from unveiling a movement that promises to redefine perspectives and amplify voices that have long been silenced. This is not just a revolution, it's a renaissance, a time for change, growth, and empowerment. And yes, in that order. So, before diving into our journey, let's ground ourselves with the words of Malcolm X. His poignant reflection on the disrespect faced by Black women in America serves as a stark reminder of the challenges many continue to face. Because, we have constantly seen the challenges that non-disabled and neurotypical Black women have to navigate through while in Hollywood. Going back to Sophia Stewart, who was the original creator of The Matrix and Terminator, and she spent a 10-year legal battle in order for her to receive back rights to The Matrix and the Terminator. There's so many more, and my hero, Monique herself, whether you like her or not, she is a loudmouth, she is a troublemaker, but she makes good trouble. So, I now want to play another video that really touch on how sometimes Black women are perceived, even if we just mind our business or just expressing ourselves, and how society take it as we have an attitude or we are being intimidated. So yes, I'm finna play this next video right here. Let's get it all started. Wait. Okay.
You know, whether you like me or not, I've dedicated my entire life to the advancement and the love of Black people. And I have spent this week and my entire life, being excoriated for maybe not always having the best delivery, or not being able to maybe put my emotions into the space in the best way possible. This week in particular, I watched as members of the Black community and Black media happily have castigated me publicly for simply saying that I feel I deserve to be in spaces that I've poured into. I've also watched Black media in this same time frame platform individuals who have dedicated their lives to being anti-Black and perpetuating white supremacy.
I'm back on the screen. My skin look beautiful, and yes, in that order. And so if you don't know what's the hoopla with the backlash that Amanda Seales have been receiving. So a couple of weeks ago, last week, can't remember, ADHD activated, but she expressed her hurt of how it feels to not to be invited to Black media spaces like the Essence Festival or the NAACP award show or the Image Awards, even though she hosted, but she's not invited to the festivities. And it's kind of like, if you are like a truth teller, like Amanda Seals, that's kind of how things like play out. Because like, I know I tend to be a lone wolf, because I know, based on my personality and who I am, I'm not a very likable person. It's either you like it or you don't, because it has took me a long time to get to this place, and I'm at the point where I'm no longer willing to censor myself or to become a digestible version of myself, so others feel comfortable enough to consume me. I feel like that is like a problem. Which brings me to this past Saturday. I attended a panel discussion. It was titled Breaking Barriers. However, the narrative was far from breaking barriers. Instead, the emphasis seems to be on the importance of being likable and adaptable in Hollywood, as we currently see in Hollywood is crumbling to pieces. But that's another story for another time. But this notion that individuals should be molded or malleable or mold themselves to fit a specific mold, especially considering the grueling 25-hour film day, which is far from accessible. As a neurodivergent Black woman, I personally felt the sting of these inaccessible environments, the expectation to mask my true self to make others feel comfortable is not only exhausting but detrimental to genuine representation. So the next video I'm going to play is going to be of like a medical professional speaking about how movement can really help improve like trauma. It really can improve like the benefits of like the brain. So yeah.
I think the most interesting finding of the last decade. Your muscles, they secrete chemicals and proteins when you exercise that are also really good for your brain health. And one of the first papers, almost 10 years ago, that was published explaining that when you contract your muscles, they literally secrete these proteins into your bloodstream that make you resilient to stress and can protect you from depression. The scientists called them hope molecules. This idea that literally your muscles are manufacturing like antidepressant molecules. And the only way to get them into your bloodstream where they can then travel to your brain is you have to contract your muscles. Like that's it. But your muscles it's like a pharmacy in your muscles. And anything you do that contracts them, walking, hiking, running, dancing, weightlifting, like swimming, anything, you are going to be dumping hope molecules into your bloodstream that when they get to your brain, they work as an antidepressant, and they also help people recover from trauma. Like that's like a miracle.
So yeah, I think that's like was a very impactful and important video, especially in my situation where I have to be in constant movement, because if I don't, my brain will like go to sleep, and it's really hard for me to function and to really absorb what's really going on. So that's why I like to dance a lot to keep my brain active. But like also like 10 years ago, I experienced one of the worst silent seizures ever, which resulted in me being placed in a psych ward, where I was given a pill without proper diagnosis, which caused a disruption and a disconnect between my thoughts and emotions. And just now, 10 years later, I'm just now gaining brain function. I'm starting to feel the connections between my thoughts and emotions. And the only reason why I got this far is because I rejected Western medicine. Doctors, like I refuse to go to a doctor. Me and my mom go back and forth with that, and she just don't understand like what that incident did to me and how that re-traumatized me. So, and I'm so happy to see, like, especially when I first developed my traumatic brain injury back in 2004, not a lot of information was known. Doctors didn't know what they was doing. They didn't have the knowledge or the technology to help them, to really help them understand how trauma or severe damage really impacts the brain, and how and what's the appropriate steps to help someone who sustained a severe traumatic brain injury, to help them to re-enter into an inaccessible society. And I'm just so happy, like almost 20 years later, after my near-death like car accident, that so much technology is coming to light, and more doctors are being more open to a holistic approach to healing, because that's literally what I had to do on my own. Like, I like emeralds, the gemstones, they really help with the nervous system. So that has been one of the life-saving tools for me to help me to regain more brain function, and trying my best to eat a plant-based diet, because that is easier said than done, and just exercising regularly, and like getting out in nature. So, in just reflecting on my journey, I recall again being prescribed a pill without proper medical examination following a severe seizure. This medication caused a disconnect between my thoughts and emotion. A decade later, I'm still on the path to regaining full brain function. Sitting in that panel discussion, I felt a surge of emotions, years of suppression, anger bubbling to the surface, having my work culturally appropriated by a Hollywood organization, and witnessing the cracks in Hollywood facade only amplifies the urgency for change. So, I want to play one last video before we hop off, and it's really of like Taraji. Taraji is like a phenomenal actress. She really don't get her just due, and especially what she went through and how she used the Color Purple press tour to shed light on the injustice that non-disabled and neurotypical Black women experience in Hollywood. And of course, like Taraji got a different reaction compared to Monique, because she cried, and it's kind of like it's just crazy. In order for as Black women to get the help we need or the response we need, that we have to cry. It's just for me, because I don't like showing emotions. That just like me, I'm a hard ass, but it is what it is. But yeah, please be about.
When I walk in the room, I'm gonna walk in as me, okay? Because I'm gonna be me. So I'm not gonna talk the way you want me to talk, because this is who I am. But if I have to speak that a certain way, if it's in the pages, that's what you're gonna get. But I'm gonna be me. I gotta be me. I'm gonna walk in as me, okay? Because I'm gonna be me. So I'm not gonna talk the way you want me to talk, because this is who I am. But if I have to speak that a certain way, if it's in the pages, that's what you're gonna get. But I'm gonna be me. I gotta be me.
I think right there was like a drop mic, because like, even though the term masking is huge within the neurodivergent community, but I think as a whole of society, we all have a tendency to mask, to cover up our truth just to fit in an inaccessible society. No matter whether you have a disability or not, like, society is not like set up to celebrate diversity, whether it's within ageism, colorism, or within like your size or your gender or your religion. It's like someone's always forcing you to construe or to conform to their ideology, which I think is crazy because, like, I'm a silent rebel. I don't have time for that. I let people believe what they want to believe, but at the end of the day, I'm going to do me and I'm going to make it happen. So, in the face of adversity, Taraji P. Henson words resonate deeply. She can only be herself. With 19 years as a traumatic brain injury survivor, my journey has been one of resilience and transformation. Before my accident, social media was non existent. Waking up from a coma, I was introduced to a world that will later become both a coping mechanism and a platform for change. As we stand on the cusp of launching the world's first neurodivergent focused social media production company, Dua stands as a beacon of hope and audacity. Because, yes, as a neurodivergent Black woman living in America, it is my mission to take up space, to be bold, and to be unapologetic about who I am. And before, when I was first developing Blaq Gurl Fya, it was like my mission statement to provide a platform for the misunderstood, unheard, and unseen by turning their trauma into artistic healing experiences through art and storytelling. But now, as I have spent 2023, I have dedicated that year to unmasking. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, fuck who understand. Fuck who hear or see me. Because, like, I don't care. Because, as Taraji said, I only can be me. And it's either you get it or you don't. And I don't have the tolerance. I don't have the patience to help someone to get to see my brilliance. Because at the end of the day, I'm still gonna be fire and I'm still gonna make it do what it do. And that being said, are you ready to rewrite the stars? Dive head first into Blaq Gurl Fya's cosmic revolution. Embrace the Dwa mindset. Being disabled with an attitude. Join us. Wear your Dwa pride and support our crowdfunding campaign. Together, let's disrupt the ordinary and reshape the media landscape. And yes, in that autumn, and I just want to remind you to be kind and gentle to yourself and remember to take up space. And yes,